Here are 11 mistakes I see Pinterest creators making when it comes to marketing on the platform. I'm Emily Bales. I'm a Pinterest marketing and ads strategist, and for the past 4 years, I've helped my clients and my students increase their traffic and turn it into profit through the power of Pinterest marketing. So these are 11 different mistakes, and I could actually probably come up with even more, but here are 11 different mistakes I see Pinterest creators making when it comes to the platform. Now, some of these mistakes are due to the platform always growing, changing, and evolving over time. So they might have once been the thing to do, but now they are either irrelevant or the platform has evolved, and so these best practices continue to evolve. So let's go ahead and dive right in. The first strategy that you can let go of and stop doing is using hashtags. Yes, Pinterest has come out and said that hashtags actually do not help index your content. If it's not helping your content get seen, then you're kind of just wasting your time typing out those hashtags. And if they're out, it might even make your content look a little bit spammy. So go ahead and feel free to not use hashtags when it comes to marketing on Pinterest. Now, the second mistake I see Pinterest creators making is not utilizing trends. So some of the largest surges and searches you are going to see when it comes to Pinterest are those seasonal or holiday trends. Now, depending on the type of business you have, whether you are a B2C business, business to consumer, or B2B, business to business, it might be a little bit more challenging to lean into and utilize those trends, but just do the best you can. I do recommend using the Pinterest Trends tool though, because even if you don't have holiday trends, you are going to see some natural trends based off of searches, even for those B2B businesses. So what I want you to do is go ahead and check out another YouTube video I have created about utilizing the Pinterest Trends tool and utilizing those trends to help really increase your traffic and possibly help your content even go viral. So if you aren't using trends, I really do think that is a big mistake when it comes to marketing on the platform. Now, mistake number 3 that I see Pinterest creators making is thinking that they need to use group boards. Now, at one time, we found that it was kind of a hack or a workaround to get growth on the platform to use group boards. So if we were joining group boards with other creators who had been really successful on the platform, we were finding that it was helping increase the distribution of our pins. Now, this was multiple years ago, and Pinterest caught on to this, and the jig was kind of up. And so now group boards really no longer work that way. So if you are joining or searching for group boards, thinking that it's going to help grow your account or improve the distribution of your pins, they simply don't work that way anymore. So instead of spending time doing that, I actually recommend spending time pouring into the pins you're creating for your content, pouring into optimizing your own boards, and really focusing on that content. Now, if you do have somebody ask to collaborate with you or join their group board, and it's just a few other like-minded creators, and you do feel like it's going to serve you where you are going to be sharing ideas with them and vice versa, then by all means, go for it. But as far as just improving your reach and your visibility, they just don't work that way anymore. So it's just kind of spinning your wheels. So that is mistake number 3 that I see Pinterest creators making. Mistake number 4 that I see Pinterest creators making is repinning the same pins over and over again. Yes, it is really important to focus on creating fresh content for Pinterest because that really creates the best user experience. And Pinterest has come out and said that they want people to be sharing fresh content because that also creates a better user experience for their platform. So I like to think about that content kind of as a pyramid. So at the very bottom of the pyramid, or the least preferable type of content that you might be pinning, would be a URL and a pin design that you have already shared on the platform. That means that that pin could have gone out to just one board. It's still gonna be less preferable than if you were to design a new pin or a new pin design, even if it goes to a URL that has already been shared. So the least preferable when you're thinking about sort of that triangle would be a old URL and a old pin design. And I say old meaning that it's already been shared. Now above that, what would be a little bit more preferable would be a URL that's already been shared, but a new pin design, because at least it's a fresh image and you could take a different angle, use different keywords, write a new pin title, new pin description. It definitely could serve and reach a different audience. Now, the most preferable type of content would be a new URL. That could be a product, that could be a blog post, that could be a podcast, and then a new pin design. So that is the most fresh type of content. Now, before you lose your mind and get in a tizzy thinking, oh my gosh, Emily, I cannot create 5 new URLs every single day to be pinning that much, and people kind of lose their minds. You don't have to do that. It is totally fine to create multiple pins for one piece of blog content. And that's actually a strategy I do teach because, like I mentioned, you can use new images, you can use video for some of the pins you're designing. Like I said, you can take different angles and hooks because what resonates with one person might not resonate with somebody else. So there's lots of different ways that you can approach that, but just make sure that you're not repinning the same tire pins over and over again, because that definitely is a misstep. The next mistake I see Pinterest creators making, and this is mistake number 5, is for those that do have seasonal content, meaning that it is very sensitive to the time of year that they will be pinning it, they aren't getting that content out soon enough. So let's say that you have back to school content. If you don't start pinning that content until August, it's really going to be too late for that calendar year for that content to really gain traction. Now, that's not to say that it might not gain some traction. However, I always recommend pinning content that's going to be seasonal and really have a peak at a certain time of the year, to be pinning that content anywhere from 45 to even 60 days in advance. And that's because Pinterest users are planners. So pinners are planners, meaning that they are thinking and planning for the future. They use the platform to plan for special life moments. Teachers are using it to plan for back to school. And so they constantly are thinking ahead. So you want to make sure that you are getting that content out there and getting it published with enough time for that pin to really get some traction. So make sure that you are getting that content pushed out, because otherwise it's not that that pin was wasted, but you might not see it do a lot until maybe the next calendar year when that content starts trending up again. Mistake number 6 that I see Pinterest creators making is not utilizing keywords, or maybe not using keywords as well as they could. So since Pinterest is a search engine, that means that pinners are going to the platform and the first thing they're doing is entering in keywords where they are looking for the answer to their problem. So they need a solution. And if you don't have a good handle on your keywords, then you're not going to be discovered by your target audience. So make sure that you have done in-depth keyword research, and then you're using a document to really house those keywords that you want to be ranking for. Mistake number 7 that I see Pinterest creators making is not having a strategy for what they're going to do with their Pinterest traffic. And this might arguably be one of the biggest mistakes. And that might sound a little confusing, but let's go ahead and think about it this way. Pinterest is a traffic driver. It is Pinterest's job to drive traffic to your website. If you have optimized your pins, you're using the keywords, and people are discovering your content, once they click through, if it's inspiring enough and they decide to go to your website, once that person gets to your website, Pinterest can't convert that traffic for you. It's your job to really have a plan, an idea, really what you want that person to do once they get to your website. So whether that be to sign up for your email list, or maybe buy right away, or maybe you're sharing blog content that's going to nurture them, you have to have a plan for that traffic and a website strategy. So you can't just drive traffic for the sake of driving traffic, but you need to have a clear action plan so that you can convert that traffic into sales and really build that loyal audience through Pinterest. Mistake number 8 that I see Pinterest creators making is not utilizing Pinterest ads. Pinterest ads are an amazing way to really boost, obviously, your traffic and kind of jump the line. So if you don't want to wait for your content to get traction organically, especially like I mentioned, when there are peak times for specific holidays or seasons. I work with a lot of teachers, and back to school time, there's a lot of competition. So if you're overlooking the power of Pinterest ads, then in my mind, that's really a misstep, because Pinterest ads are an amazing way to reach your ideal audience. And plus, not only if you have a great strategy are you going to get more sales, but then you can also take a lot of information that you're getting from those ads and use that to help inform your organic strategy as well. Mistake number 9 is not utilizing a really great cover photo on your Pinterest profile. So when idea pins were rolled out a few years ago, what we started finding was that more people were actually going to Pinterest creators' profiles. And when they went to their profiles, they might see what Pinterest used to have as a collage of pins. You may or may not remember that, but now something that I think is a really powerful and great thing to do is really use your profile like a landing page. So when people go to your profile, you have a very on-brand profile picture, but then that cover photo really tells people the next action that you want them to take. So mine is obviously branded. It has a picture of me. I'm the face of my brand. And then I tell people the next way that I can serve them and really that next action I want them to take. So I think that just creates a really great user experience. And I honestly think it's a mistake to kind of let that real estate, so to put it, go to waste. Mistake number 10 is a biggie. And for mistake number 10, I find that people give up too early on Pinterest. And honestly, this kind of breaks my heart. If you are new here, then you might not know that Pinterest takes time to see growth and traction in results. And if you are giving up too early because you think that Pinterest isn't working for you, then that's a huge mistake. Because Pinterest is a search engine, it simply just takes time for the platform to index your content. So you want to make sure that you give it at least 6 to 12 months. And if you aren't seeing the results, then to kind of go back and assess what's working or maybe not working and what can you adjust. Because I truly believe that Pinterest can work for any business owner, but they just need to have a strategy, a plan, and really be consistent. And as we wrap up this video, mistake number 11 that I see Pinterest creators making is not sharing video content. So in case you haven't realized, video content has kind of taken over the world between TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, and Pinterest is really no different. If you want to continue to grow and see results on Pinterest, I really do think that creating video content is not optional. So some of my clients that I have seen not as much growth with, they have not leaned into video content, and I don't create that video content for their brand, and I have tested stock video just to see what would happen, and it's not the same. So when you are thinking about creating that video content, what could you create for your brand? So if you are a food blogger, maybe you are showing how to prepare, or actually make that recipe. What's going to be engaging and pulling in your audience? So it's really important to think about what's going to resonate with your audience. And really, I recommend not using stock video, but creating amazing video content. So if you have TikTok content or you have Instagram Reels, you can actually repurpose that for Pinterest. And I have a whole workshop called the Content Repurposing Rockstar, and that teaches you how to strategically repurpose your social media content for Pinterest the right way, because there definitely is a right and a wrong way to do that. So I hope you found these 11 different tips helpful. And if you're making some of these mistakes, that's okay. But I just want to help you continue to learn and grow, especially because with the ever-growing landscape with the internet, it's just hard to keep up with all the changes. So if you found this helpful, please like this video. Let me know in the comments what questions you have or what you would like me to create a YouTube video over next. I love taking suggestions and recommendations. So like I said, be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I can't wait to see you again in next week's episode. Bye for now.